Hello, this is Joe Pryor, the virtual real estate team in Oklahoma City, and I want to talk about another market condition that I've talked about in some videos that I've just done, and that is, how does inflation really affect us? Now, I go back a long ways in terms of buying homes and seeing market conditions change. So in 1978, inflation was crazy. Paul Volcker was the Fed chairman, and the only way that you can control inflation is money supply. So what he did is kept raising rates and kept raising rates. So when I bought my first home in 1978, I paid a 17% fixed rate for a 30-year loan. Isn't that nuts? Adjustable rates for the 6 cap were 14 5/8. I had a business loan at the bank for my retail business, and I was paying 2 points over prime. That was 22%, but guess what? Business was booming, and housing prices were going up like crazy. Now, I'm not predicting 20% inflation rates coming anytime too soon. We've gotten a lot better than that in terms of command and control. Not perfect, but a whole lot better. Those conditions don't exist today. But the 2% target that we've seen the Fed, use for inflation on their bundle of goods has really been exceeded here in the last year because of material cost increases, energy costs, food costs, and money supply, everything else. It's been a real problem. But the Fed is basically saying this is temporary, and we will see if they're right about that. But there's no question under the sun that inflation will be coming at some point. Now, a crystal ball is not really apparent here to say exactly when it's going to happen, but the Mortgage Bankers Association believes that it will bring rates up by sometime next year, at least 1%, possibly even 1.5%. Now, those rates are still historically low, especially when I'm talking about, going from, say, 2.5% to 4%, as versus talking about 17% in 1978. So still not too bad, but what happens to home prices is that doesn't necessarily dampen the market. Every time I've seen inflation, I've seen housing prices going up. And so let's ask ourselves, what's going on right now in housing? Housing prices are up 10, 20, and I saw in Boise, Idaho, 30% in the last year. They lead the league at this point in the United States for the cost of housing going up. Material costs going up is inflation, and it is affecting housing. And so for those people who have a house right now, it is really going up dramatically. And we've seen some states like Florida, where corporations are doing a lot of relocation out of New York, sending top-level investment company people to South Florida. We've seen, hedge funds coming into Florida. And so you're seeing prices go even crazier in places like, Palm Beach. And so that is really affecting prices. So inflation, to a great extent, can be your friend. Now, the other way inflation can be your friend, and this is what I've talked about, is an interest rate. So right now, getting interest rates like 3.625% on an investor loan, even lower on an owner-occupant, locking that in for 30 years is your best friend. If inflation goes to 5%, you're golden. So inflation is not necessarily a bad thing unless you're late to the game.